Spooky.
Attention and welcome to a very special episode, a haunted episode of the Fantasy Hub.
Fantasy what? Oh, you said hub.
Fantasy
Okay.
Hub. Yeah, it's supposed to be like spooky or scary. I am your host with the most, packing all the potassium, the undercover banana.
As you guys know, I do a lot of traveling. You've seen me in New York and in Russia and God knows, and in Luke's apartment. And now I'm in space, just looking at some shit. Drinking a nice brews right there, looking at planet Earth. Yo, what's going on? Earth, what's up? It's your boy, Astronaut TV, back coming at you. Getting it. Let's go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Making his very first premiere on the Fantasy Hub. This is a big deal to Snapchat followers of Ruski,
Yep.
however you say it. I don't know. I'm not Russian.
Oh, we'll get some Snapchat astronauts going tonight. That shit will never take a Halloween off.
Yep. So very exciting times. All right. Well, we're gonna jump into the app. My hands are a little restricted. I kind of feel like a T-Rex in this thing, but we're gonna hop right in and talk about some of the action around the league. First thing is we had the trade deadline that occurred this
Mike,
week.
you know what would be really cool for our viewers if you took I don't know if you have chocolate syrup, but if just randomly during the podcast you just keep pouring chocolate syrup on your banana suit like a chocolate covered banana. I think that'd be pretty sweet.
Next year.
Oh, you said it, man. Someone's gonna remember. I swear to you.
What the fuck was that? All right. Well, yeah. So this week was the trade deadline, not for our fantasy league, but for the NFL itself.
It's like
And
it was our fantasy league. You guys are fucked. We lied to you.
we don't know exactly when it is. It says before week, or has to be completed before week 10. So it could be this week. It could be next week. We'll find out. Make your trades now. But anyways, a couple of big trades that went down, including Demaryius Thomas, Golden Tate, and who was the third guy? There's a third one. Oh no, there's no other trade. Le'Veon Bell not being traded and not reporting the camp and not showing up.
I think he's not gonna play this year, like I said
They don't
6
need
weeks
him.
ago, 7 weeks ago.
Connor's fantastic and he's their future. Why would they want to bring in Bell at this point?
To save Connor's legs for next year. I don't know.
So let's talk about the two trades that did go down. Demaryius Thomas, who do you think that makes the biggest impact for?
I think the biggest impact is, well, first off for Houston, them losing Fuller is kind of a big deal. I think Demaryius Thomas is going to get all the looks, and then Cortland Sutton, I think, is going to be the biggest impact. That's the future receiving guy for the Broncos. He's looked pretty good when given the opportunity. I think that impacts him the most, and then Deshaun Watson would be number two.
I would have to agree. I think the guy.
When you do that, you have to like get lower.
Oh,
So you start and then you go down like yeah, there you go. There it is. Okay. It's pretty good.
I think the guy who would impact the most would be Cortland Sutton. Donnelly's team takes another bump. Congrats to Donnelly. It's always great when the villain makes another epic move. But yeah, Cortland Sutton, I think, definitely takes the biggest leap.
Well, the next trade also benefits him.
Demaryius Thomas, I think it'll make him more valuable. Like me and you have been talking about this earlier today, but it gives him a better quarterback, so that's a bump up. It's probably a more high-scoring offense, which is good, so he'll get more red zone looks. But I don't think like him and Fuller are very different players. Fuller stretches the field, and Thomas doesn't have speed anymore. He's a red zone guy, so I don't know how well he actually complements Hopkins, but we'll see. And then the other one is Golden Tate being shipped over to Philly. What do you think this does for Golden Tate? Do you think this takes him and makes him more valuable, less valuable, or keeps him about the same?
I definitely think it lowers his value. He's going to have to go into a new system. He's going to have to build chemistry with a brand new quarterback who already has chemistry with Elshon and Ertz. The Lions did not have a tight end like Ertz. Ertz is the best tight end in the league. And so I just don't think he's going to – I think he will be well. He'll do really well on third downs. But I just don't think he's going to put up the same numbers, at least this year as in Detroit. He'll have those good games, but nothing like he's doing in
Yeah,
Detroit.
I think he'll be good for the team and the Eagles, but for fantasy purposes, I think he takes a dip. And he might not even stay with the team because he's on the last year of his contract too. So we'll see. I think the bigger difference that this does is it takes your Lions receivers, Marvin Jones and Kenny Galladay, and makes them a lot more reliable. I think that's also in favor of Donnelly. Great, the trade deadline really helped Donnelly. But yeah, I think that'll be the biggest impact of Golden Tate being moved is it lets the receivers on for both Tate and Thomas, when they got moved, it lets the younger receivers on those respective teams blossom and show what they have.
Well, that's why they're doing. I don't think the Lions are thinking they're going to go ahead and win the division. I don't think that the Broncos are thinking they're going to go ahead and win.
It is a little weird that the Lions trade away Tate a week after they trade for Snacks Harrison. Are they buying? Are they selling?
Well, their head coach is a defensive-minded head coach.
Did the loss to Seattle affect them that bad? I don't know. Just seems a little silly, but whatever. Good on you, Detroit.
All right, should we jump into the next segment?
Any more news? Do it.
All right.
Let's do it. So, this week, by the way, these glasses are crooked. Like one is higher than the other.
You look drunk.
Really bad luck. I should be drunk, but I'm not. So we're going to jump into our themed good or bad section this week. It is treat or trick. Not trick or treat, just treat or trick. Because treats are good and tricks, well, enough said.
They're just tricks, man.
Yeah. So for week 9, my treat quarterback is sorry, it's hard to see with these sunglasses. It's Drew Brees.
Why do you have to wear the sunglasses, bro? It's gonna be okay.
It is Drew Brees, and he is at home against the Rams this week. Now, I get it. You might be thinking, oh, Drew Brees, he had a bad week last week. He scored like 7 fantasy points. Do I want to start him? Ingram is back. The defense is playing better. Like, will this be, it's shifting more towards the running backs and less towards high scoring, more like what we saw last year with Drew Brees. So I think from a season perspective, Drew Brees will not put up the same kind of numbers he did in the first half of the season. But in this game, all right, these glasses are really bad. In this game, I do think it'll be more high scoring because they'll be matched up against the Rams, who will be able to score on the Saints. And what I look for quarterback starts is high scoring matchups when both teams will be scoring, so both teams need to continue to throw the ball and chase the points. So I like Drew Brees this week. I think it'll be a great start. I fade him as the season goes on, but for this week, I really like Drew Brees.
My treat, and he is a delicious piece of chocolate, and that is Cam Newton.
Chancellor. Chancellor.
Nope, Cam Newton. He's playing Tampa Bay at home. He's been firing on all cylinders. He's been killing it this year. I think this is a pretty easy matchup. Tampa is one of the worst defenses in the NFL. He's got a lot of weapons. Moore is developing into a receiver with Torrey Smith being hurt. I think he's going to go off. I mean, he's pushing easily for 30 fantasy points.
All right, so my trick quarterback for this week will be Mitchell Trubisky. Is my trick quarterback this week. Mitch has been hot. He's been good. He's been wooing the ladies over in Chicago. They've been impressed with what he's putting down. But
on you, he likes dudes.
What's that?
Joke is on you. He likes guys.
Well, that's why he's going to Buffalo this week. So, yeah, he's going to be at Buffalo, and the Bills have actually been pretty respectable in the right matchups. And I think this game, Bears-Bills, will just be lower scoring. I don't see this being a very high-scoring game. And his best-case scenario is that since Nate Peterman is back and the quarterback for the Bills, they get a lot of turnovers, the Bears do, and they get a lot of short fields, and he has one of those, 5-touchdown first halves. I don't see that happening. But if Peterman can avoid giving them short field all the time,
that's silly to say.
If he can, then I'll give it a big game. Even if he does turn it over, they may give it to Howard and the running backs to punch it in, or there may just be a lot of field goals. I don't see.
How many fantasy points is he gonna have?
Trubisky, 13.
Yeah.
13. You don't want to start 13. 13's not pretty. So. You want 13, go start Derek Carr, and he'll get you at least 15. So, Yeah, that's my trick quarterback. How about you, Crow?
My trick quarterback is Matt Ryan versus Washington. Washington is a good defense,
It's my
and
defense.
Matt Ryan has not. I mean, he's having an okay season. They can't run the ball. They can't really do much. So Washington is going to sit back. They added Clinton Haha Dix already with Swearinger, who's been one of the best safeties in the league this year. They have a good pass defense. They have one of the best pass rushes. Um, the linebackers are, they're more pass rushing middle linebackers than cover. So I don't know. I think this is a trap game for Matt Ryan. Atlanta's defense is not good, so they're gonna wanna Washington's gonna want to control the clock. Alex Smith is not throwing much. They're all giving it to the running game, basically AP. So I don't know how much opportunity Matt Ryan is gonna have to really come back and put up great numbers.
Yeah, we'll see. Matt Ryan's had a great season.
I think he
We'll
sucks.
see what happens with the Redskins defense. So I think he'll be okay. All right, my treat running back this week is my boy CMC Christian McCaffrey. Stop offering me trades for him, everybody. I'm not trading him. At what point? How many weeks does it take for you guys to understand this? He's not being traded. Okay. This week he gets to
Oh,
play Tampa.
why are you so angry, bro?
I get all these shit offers from
Bro,
McCaffrey.
everybody offers trades to everybody. You
It's
think
just,
Gurley doesn't get any trade offers?
I don't know, but Dave's not making these podcasts, so he can't complain. I can. So leave McCaffrey alone. Or if you want him, send me someone legit. Not, I won't call the person out, but not some garbage. And I'm not. It's not at you, Krill. It's others. You know.
I'll give you Barkley for him.
You know who you are. We could talk. Um, so McCaffrey this week plays at home against Tampa. Last week he turned out to be a red zone monster with a rushing touchdown and a rushing reception for a touchdown. I kid. I mean, he did have the two touchdowns, but they were kind of fluke. But I think he should have a lot of opportunities to be present and score. Hopefully he gets in the end zone once, but regardless, I think he has about 150 yards total offense and plenty of catches against Tampa Bay because Fitz can light it up and put up some points. So I like McCaffrey a lot this week. Kirill, the people can't see you in your dance moves when I'm talking because the camera's only on me. So
Hey, look at all go, boy. Hey, I'm Alvin Kamara. I got a grill. Let's go. Boy, astronaut TV coming at you. Got all these gadgets, bro.
is that your is that your trick or is that your treat running back? Is
Oh,
Kamara?
you sure took a while. Let me save some time. My treat. Are we on running back? My treat running back is
Yep.
going to be Nick Chubb versus Kansas City. Kansas City defense blows, but that doesn't matter because their offense is very high powered. Nick Chubb, Cleveland doesn't know what the hell they're doing. They're just going to give him the ball. New offense, old offense. We have no idea. Chubb has a good matchup. They're going to just give him the rock. They're not going to want to get blown out. So they're going to want to control a little bit of the clock. Cleveland has an okay defense. I don't know. I personally think Chubb's gonna have a good game.
Okay.
That's just a gut feeling.
We'll find out. Stay tuned for more exciting results from Cleveland. Cleveland, what a hot mess of garbage that city is. Okay, so we'll see what happens with Chubb. My trick running back this week is a beloved friend of mine, on Johnson. And this week he gets to play the Vikings in Minnesota.
You love him so much you don't have him in any of your leagues.
I don't. And I don't think he's going to be good this week, so I don't want him. Take him. Pass. He didn't have a very impressive week last week, and I just don't know what the fuck Detroit's doing. Excuse my language. I know this is a kid's show, but I don't know what they're doing.
Whoa!
I don't know what they're doing. And hey, no, I'm not starting Blunt anymore. I dropped him. But yeah, carry on. I just don't love it. I think the Vikings will limit his yards. I don't think he'll get in the end zone. I think you're looking at 6 to 8 fantasy points from him this week, and that's just not. It's not what you want from a guy like Carrion. So hard pass.
My trick running back is going to be Mark Ingram versus the Rams. This is going to be a pass battle. They're going to use Kamara a lot more than Ingram. I don't see him doing much. I think he's going to get 8 to 9 carries, maybe 1 or 2 catches, but this is going to be the Kamara show, just like it was last year.
What?
They played last year, and Alvin Kamara destroyed the Rams.
Oh yeah, I remember that game. I was out playing basketball with you guys at Lifetime at that time.
Yeah, it
Kamara
was
had.
basically Gurley versus Kamara. You know, and then I did think Ingram got a late touchdown, but only because it was some sort of like pass interference and they ended up on the 1 yard line. But I think this is going to be the Kamara
I
show.
think I was playing you that week, and that's why I remember this matchup so well.
Yeah, you
But
probably got slapped around like you
I
usually
think I
do.
won because of Kamara. Anyways, okay, so
You
that's
definitely
my
lost.
running backs. On to wide receivers. My treat wide receiver. Sound the alarms. Look at the dogs. There we go. It's going to be Braden Cooks, a guy who I really can't stand and do not like. But guess what? He gets to go back to New Orleans and play the Saints in a high-scoring game. I know the Saints' defense has looked better. I know Lattimore is a beast. I don't care. Cooks is going to find a way to go back and score in
But
New Orleans.
give me some numbers.
Give you some numbers about
I
what?
predicted Drake 2 touchdowns, 150 total yards. I got the 2 touchdowns, just short of 150. What's Cook's gonna have?
What's Cooks going to have? Cooks will have 120 and a touchdown. 8 catches, 120 yards and a touchdown.
Okay.
There
All
you go.
right.
There's
Uh,
numbers. Take them for what they're worth. But
my
yeah,
treat
I
wide
think Cooks will have a
receiver.
great week. So start
My treat wide receiver is gonna be Kenny Galladay on Detroit. Yes, they're playing the Vikings, but Rhodes is banged up. Marvin Jones is probably gonna be matched up on the outside with Trey Waynes. I think he sucks too. I think Kenny Galladay, he's a big guy, big body. He's going to get a lot more targets and a lot more work. So I think he's going to have a good game against the Vikings.
Okay. My trick wide receiver is honestly this came less because of his trick matchup and more because of his trick personality. It's Doug Baldwin. Doug Baldwin's a loser.
Oh,
He's
boy.
not good. He's not good. He was good last year. He was great last year. He was great 2 years ago. This year, he got hurt before the season started, and he has just never been able to be any sort of himself. Like the fact that people are excited about David Moore this week um, just shows you how bad Doug Baldwin is. The fact that people are allowed to be excited about Ed Dixon just shows you how bad Doug Baldwin is. The fact that Tyler Lockett is a week in, week out superstar.
So hey, you heard it here.
Yeah,
Superstar.
just shows you how bad Doug Baldwin is. So Doug Baldwin, you're a joke. Get off my team because I have you.
So you're dropping him in your other league? I mean, you
You'll
said
have
it.
to, you'll have to come around and knock on the door.
Are you gonna go back on your word and not drop him? You said get off my team. I'm expecting a drop tonight. Okay, my trick wide receiver is gonna be Keenan Allen. I mean, he hasn't really done too much this season. Um, I don't know. I think they're really trying to build a really strong running game. And then obviously Mike Williams, the Williams duo, they're making a lot of big plays. And Keenan Allen he's still the number one guy, but he just doesn't see as many targets or touchdowns as he have in the previous years. And Seattle's a trap game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if either Baldwin or Keenan Allen can turn their shit around and have a good second half of the year. Because these have been guys who have been known to get hot and finish strong, but this year to start, they've both been very disappointing. So it depends on how patient you can be as a owner.
Yeah, hey, there's only 1 week this entire fantasy season that Keenan Allen matched or exceeded his fantasy projections, and that was the very first week of the season against Kansas City. All other weeks, he had at least 4 or 5 fantasy points lower than projected. I mean, that is just terrible.
Yeah. Doesn't get any better if you look at Baldwin. So enjoy him. All right, on to tight ends. My treat tight end is the biggest treat of them all. He is Rob Super Saiyan Gronkowski.
What?
Uh,
Treat?
Treat.
Wasn't good?
Treat. As in good. As in get ready. He's going to Gronk smash.
You say that every week.
No, I haven't said this in a while. I don't remember the last time I've said it.
The only thing he's smashing is your fantasy team.
No, my fantasy team's 6-2. We're doing great. Thanks, Gronk. Appreciate it. Gronk is going to come out. They're playing the Packers Sunday night. Patriots Packers. It's going to be a big game, big matchup. I think it'll be high scoring, just like the last Patriots Sunday night game. Rodgers, be Brady, and I think Gronk will get utilized. I know you said you think Green Bay is good against tight ends. I think they're garbage. So we'll see what happens, but I think Gronk can get in the end zone
Yes, I
one
did
or two times.
say.
1 or 2 times. So
Yes, I did say that 5 weeks ago. I don't know what the status is
yeah,
against their tight ends now.
Gronk's gonna smash.
Okay. My treat tight end. He is probably a creature now since he's missing a lot of feet and toes and God knows what. Is going to be Jordan Reed versus Atlanta. He's starting to heat up with Alex Smith. Alex Smith looks for him. Thompson is injured. Paul Richardson should be back, but he's hurt. Crowder, he's out. I think they're going to want to run the game and throw it to their tight ends. It's all about slowing it down, clock management. So Jordan Reed is going to be my treat.
My trick is none other than, of course, Kyle. I'm a loser. Rudolph. He's just disappeared from the offense. He's no longer a focal point. I don't really think he'll do very much. Best case scenario, he gets you 3 catches. And it's kind of funny because he was traded off of Spitzer's team to get a far superior tight end. Spitzer's tight end's on bye. And then I think he paid like $20 to pick him up this morning. So this day is a day that lives in infamy.
10:31. Rudolph was picked up for $20.
So enjoy it. I think I had a bid in on him for $2.
Okay, enough about him.
Rudolph sucks.
I was 30 minutes of fucking Rudolph. Trick tight end is gonna be David Njoku. He is my lover on my team. Last week he said, "Fuck you. I'm gonna sit this one out. I don't give a shit." I think he thought he got fired with the coaching staff, or he was going to get fired. He's just, "Fuck it. I'm not doing anything." He played like 90% of the snaps. Didn't even get a target. I don't know what happened between him and Baker. Like I said, I don't know what's going on in that offense. So he's going to be a trick because we don't even know who their fucking coordinators are or what kind of offense they're going to be running. So,
yep. So those are our good and bad treat and tricks of this week.
standings.
So we'll see what shakes out there. This week we're going to do something a little new, something a little special. Krill, you want to hit the people with the goodness?
Yeah. So first, should we just run through standings and then do the
Nope.
special? Okay.
Nope.
So
Hey,
we're gonna
this week, if you want to know the standings, go fucking look, people. Go look.
okay.
Right there.
So this week, which we're going to incorporate into our weekly podcast, and Mike's gonna want to skip the standings. I guess I'm gonna go over them because they're pretty fucking close. Is going to be our power rankings. It's gonna be 1 through 8. This is just our opinions. We're not gonna go super in depth.
It's Krill's opinion. This week it's Krill's opinion. I didn't.
You definitely had some shit to say. Let me tell you that, boy. We're gonna do 1 through 8 because I feel like. Oh boy. Anyway, we're gonna do 1 through 8. So 1, we're gonna go with a team that's been hot. We're gonna go with Spitzer. He's gonna be the #1 team. We know that Ertz is in a bye week, but man, he's got the best hit in the week in the league. He's got a great running game. He's got receivers. He's got it going on. #2 is going to be Erica. She's got depth at wide receiver, running back. Patrick Mahomes, hottest quarterback in fantasy. She's got a good defense. I mean, everything. She doesn't really have any holes. #3 is going to be Donley. He's also the luckiest team in the league. He made a good trade for Ingram, and then trades in the NFL opened up space for Sutton, and who is his other guy?
He's got Marvin Jones too.
Marvin Jones, exactly. #4, I'm gonna put myself. I have the best record in the league. You wanna move up, you're gonna have to come get me. #5 is gonna be Michael. Fournette should be back next week. I think that's
record, my team's better than Kirill's, so
I don't think so. Well, I'm not gonna say anything because we're live. The next team is gonna be Justin. I think he's missing a running back. I just don't. I mean, Lindsey's okay, but there's 3 running backs in that backfield. He really needs one more piece. And if Saints ever have a bad week, his team is fucked. Number 7 is going to be David Getty.
Hey, you know what the 7th best team is good for? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, but that means
It's
they're in a
pretty
bubble.
nasty.
And number 8 is going to be Vice. I think he's got a really good team. If he wins this week, maybe he's got a chance.
But Kirill,
Okay.
you're supposed to say what? You're supposed to say what?
No.
But Kirill,
What?
where's Travis? He's got one of the best records in this league. Where's his team?
Travis's team is at the bottom. His team is at the bottom because Doug Baldwin is garbage. Jordy Nelson in back-to-back games scored under 2 fantasy points. He doesn't have any wide receivers. Geronimo Allison, he's hurt, and then last game he had 1.9 fantasy points. He doesn't have any wide receivers. I guess White and Mixon are good. No flex. Yeah, he's nowhere to be found.
I think
And
his
then,
team's actually pretty good, but that's just me.
whoa!
This week, these were your power rankings. Next
Well, they're
week,
not,
I
dude.
will do mine.
Dude, what are you talking about?
I told you who should be in the top 4, and you kind of ordered it yourself, and then that was it.
No, we talked about it. I had a different one.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. This is
Next
what
week,
we have for this week.
people, you'll hear my power rankings.
Okay, we'll do yours and then we'll do mine because this is crazy. We're gonna move on to Sharks and Gupsters.
Good guppies.
We're gonna jump in right away, not to waste anybody's time. We're gonna go in.
What do you want to talk about before we do it?
What?
Nothing.
Great. So the first one is gonna be me versus Vice. I'm actually pretty excited about this matchup. I think it's gonna be very interesting. I believe I will win this, and only really because of 2 things. Brown played Baltimore in Pittsburgh, had 14 fantasy points. Pretty good, but not Brown Sanderson. Connor only had 7. So obviously figured out how to stop Connor, correct? Now they're in Baltimore. That is a very tough matchup. Plus, Ben Roethlisberger, left hand, not a strong hand, still banged up. He still has to catch the ball. Who knows what's going to happen with that finger, if it's going to bother him or not. Roethlisberger blows in away games. That's tough. And then Kupp, he's listed as out. They're saying he may play. This is going to be a huge difference maker. If Kupp plays, he can propel Vice with a win. But as far as right now, I think it's going to be if Kupp plays, it's going to be a 3-point matchup. I think I'm going to go away with the victory.
My suit has kind of lost its energy back here a little bit. I think the same thing might happen to Krill's fantasy team this week.
No. Everybody wants the king to fall.
No, I think this would be a good matchup. I think it'll be close. I agree that the fact that the Steelers and that they play Baltimore hurts Vice's upside for his players. I still think Vice's team will narrowly win. I think it'll be close, but I'll go with Vice this week. This is a big week for him. If he loses, I think it pretty much ends his hopes and dreams. He's got a very lethal team, so if he wins, watch out. But I think that either team could win. I'm not sold on Demaryius Thomas's first week over there on the team. I think that'll take a little time. And Tyler Lockett, is this the week he doesn't catch a touchdown? Probably not, but we'll find out. So, and there's even with Connor playing Baltimore, I still think that's a lot more stable to have Collins and Connor than it is to have Howard and Drake. So we'll see. I'll take Vice, but I think it should be that'll be a fun matchup to watch. So what's the next matchup you got, Krill?
The next matchup is going to be Nick versus Jeremy.
Barf.
I'm gonna pick Nick to win this one, and that is because McCoy's playing Chicago. They have a really good run D, and Bills can't pass. So obviously they're gonna play the run. That game's gonna be a blowout. They're gonna. I mean, it doesn't even matter. No, I don't want to talk about the Bills. Thompson is out. If Thompson doesn't play, then Duke Johnson moves into the running back spot for Jeremy, and then he really doesn't have a flex because bye weeks are hurting him with Shepard, Green, Ebron, Fitzgerald. I just think
Green in a walking boot. So
yeah, I just think this is a game for Nick to kind of win, and Carr's playing San Francisco. So I mean, this matchup's pretty easy.
I disagree. I think Jeremy's going to win. Nick's team looks like absolute dog shit. This is disgusting. Derek Carr, Jamal Williams, injured Breda, injured Allen Robinson, Chris Hogan, Jordan Reed, who's had awful weeks, Devontae Parker, who just learned how to catch a football. That sucks. That roster is garbage. Like, did you have $40 in the draft this year? What happened? This team, I agree
Bro,
with.
David Johnson, Elshon, and Tate are in a bye week.
Don't care. I'm not looking
Yes,
at
he has
ball players.
$40. Oh
And
my
I
God.
agree with the issues that Krill said about Jeremy's team. I don't think it's a great matchup. Or I don't think he has great matchups necessarily.
Doesn't have a
But I
team.
think that his opponent, I just played Nick last week. And yeah, Nick started Allen Robinson, who wasn't playing. But regardless, even if he would have started one of the guys, his team put up 60 points, and I think it looks worse this week than it did last week.
Yeah.
So I'm picking Nick to lose, and I'll pick Jeremy to win. But chances are Jeremy will probably lose by less than 1 point.
But we're moving on.
Now we
next matchup is the Getty battle.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Mike versus David. This is the easiest matchup of the week for me. David is going to smoke Mike up like a smoked trout coming out of the fresh water into a fresh kitchen that I will eat. Getty, you will lose. David will win. Gurley averages 32 fantasy points a game. He's playing
That's more
New
than my
Orleans.
entire team will probably score.
That's right. Gronk is having a terrible season. I know he's your boy. Mike, you are starting Booker. Booker had a great matchup versus Kansas City, and he only put up 12 points. Now he's playing Houston, who's got a really good run D. So I think David will win this one.
So, I want to tell you something.
You got Curse, you got Sneed, you got Booker, you got Fitzpatrick, bro. These guys. I mean, where did you find it? So you went to the lost and found. You think these lost and found items are going to beat Gurley? I don't think those 4 are going to outscore Gurley.
Overrule.
Oh, you're taking the L.
I wanna point something out.
Oh boy.
When there's no probable chance of a team winning, like mine this week, because the bye-apocalypse hit me hard and hit me quick, and my team of Colts are all on a bye this week, so it's not pretty, right? So when you don't have a chance of probably winning, or even possibly winning, you need to rely on an X factor. You need to rely on something mystic, something cosmic, something otherworldly.
Who the fuck is that?
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, who the fuck is that? I'm here in space and I don't see shit.
You need to rely on magic.
Yeah, who's your magic? Who's your magic? Who's your magic? Who is it?
Honestly, there's a chance he gets benched at halftime.
Who?
There's
Fitz magic?
That's my guy. That's my guy.
3 picks minimum.
He gets benched at halftime, but
3
there's
picks
also
minimum.
a chance he scores me 30 fantasy points. Now, I don't want to talk positively about Jermaine Kearse, but he's had 10 targets in 2 of the last 3 games. He just happens to suck.
Whoa, wow, that's a great pick.
Willie Snead had 11 targets last week. Like, okay, realistically, yeah, I'm picking David to win. He's got the better team. I'm trying to get a win this week. It's going to be tough, but
Great.
I'll pick Dave.
Next matchup is going to be Hoppy versus Spitzer. I think, despite what Mike may think, this one will be close. I'm going to pick Spitzer. Hunt is on fire. Kansas City is going to get off to a quick lead. Cooks is playing his former team. And then even though Goff is playing New Orleans, which I'm sure Hoppy's excited about that, he has been significantly worse in away games. He's been averaging 13.5 fantasy points on away games. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I'm going to pick Spitzer to win, but I think it's going to be close.
I think it's going to be extremely close. This is going to be scary. Both teams really need this win to make the playoffs. And I think Aaron Jones, his value is rising.
He still hasn't played over 50% snaps in like any of his games.
Yeah, but you know what happened? The Packers, we forgot about this. The Packers
Montgomery's trash.
Montgomery away.
He didn't even play.
He did play.
He came in for like 5 snaps a game. It's trash, man.
He carved out a little role for himself, and now he's gone. I think that helps Jones, and we'll see. But this is going to be a nail biter for both teams. And both teams have big play guys like Deshaun. I've talked about this every week with Hoppy, but he's got Deshaun and Tyree. Those are big play guys. And Spitzer's got the same guys in Cohen and Cooks and John Brown. So it's going to be a matter of whose big plays go off.
Thing is, New England is not good at run D. I think Jones could have a decent game.
I think I'm going to take Hoppy to win this.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. My good buddy Hoppy, mastermind of so many great trades in this fantasy league. I trust you this week. Get this done for me. Get this done for the banana. Let's go, Hoppy. We can do this together. Well, we can't do it together because that'd be collusion.
I got gay real quick. That's okay.
Yeah.
We're in Minnesota. We're fully supportive of that. Next matchup is going to be Erica versus Travis. The second easiest prediction after the Gettys matchup. Erica is going to destroy Travis. She's going to destroy him so bad, she's going to skin him, put the skin back on, skin him again, then cook him, skin him, put the skin back on, bury him, bring him back to life, and pound him in the ground again. I don't even want to go over it, but Erica wins. Joe Mixon's in the bye week. That's his best player. The boys are back. The Bolts are back. We're talking about Melvin Gordon. Jordy's trash. Under 2 points in consecutive games. Baldwin has been completely awful. Erica's going to run away with this one. She's going to win by 50.
Are you done?
The end.
Okay. I agree. Erica should win. But because it makes sense for Erica to win, because everything looks good on paper, Justin Tucker is going to kick a record-setting 12 field goals this week in Pittsburgh, and somehow Travis is going to win.
How do I get you out of this podcast? How do you cancel people out?
Just watch. But yeah, I think Erica will win. So I agree.
Oh, no more drinking before podcast. Okay, next match, 12 field goals.
I picked Erica.
12 field goals. The record is like 7.
It was a joke.
So you're saying they're going to double the record?
It was a joke.
This podcast is no joke, Mike. This podcast is going to be a national treasure.
But you can make jokes in a podcast.
Again, that's why I made a joke. I'm going to cancel you out of here.
That's why I'm in a banana suit right now.
You're in banana suit because it's Halloween. Okay, next matchup. Donnelly, you should do the whistle every time we get up to the next matchup, but this is our last one, so this is your last whistle.
All right, I'll do the whistle for it. Ready? And
okay, this one is Donnelly versus Justin. This is my favorite matchup of the week. I'm pretty excited about this. Both teams have great records. Well, not great. Justin is 6-2, and Donnelly is like 4-4 or some shit. But Donnelly has a hot team. I think Donnelly's gonna win. I think Seattle's been playing well, and Cam is on fire versus Tampa. Dunn doesn't have a tight end right now, but I actually don't know what he's gonna do. Who would he drop? He's got a lot of receivers. I predict he's gonna drop Miller, probably Miller or Goodwin.
To do what?
Probably Miller. To pick up a tight end. I don't know who
he has a tight end.
Azumwa?
Ed Dixon.
Ugh. Ed Dixon? Dude, he saw like 3 targets.
Ed Dixon.
2 targets. 2 passes on 2 targets.
Donnelly's going to pick him up. The footballer.
He already picked him up. He already picked him up. Okay, I guess he's starting Dixon. Like I said, I think Donnelly's going to win. Seattle's been playing well. Rivers is playing Seattle. That's why I said that. And then Vance McDonald's playing Baltimore. I don't know. Everything just makes sense for Donnelly to win. Miller, I guess, has been playing well. Denver sucks at run D. I fucking hate Miller. And Cam Newton, dude, he's going to outscore Phillip Rivers by 20 fantasy points. That's going to be the main difference maker.
I'm taking Justin. I think it'll be close. Why is that funny?
We don't agree on anything.
I'm taking Justin. I think it'll be close, but I don't love Zeke against Tennessee. Lamar Miller against Denver, I don't love. Adams should have a good game. Marvin Jones against Minnesota, I'm not huge on. We don't like the tight end. Ingram, we don't think will be that good. I think Kamara and Thomas both have big games this week. Robert Wood should have a good game. Edelman should have a good game. Phillip Rivers against Seattle, I'm totally fine with. I think Justin will win. I think it'll be close. It'll be a good matchup. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, I think Justin can pull this one off. So we'll see.
Just so you know, Erica's team was the first team to go over 1,000 in points for. She's got 1035.
Very good to know.
Um,
By the way, everybody, I just purchased a microphone for next week. So assuming it ships and gets here in time, next week I'll have a microphone rather than this.
like again, there's a lot of teams in the race. You know, we got the peeps up top, and then you have 3 teams at 4-4: Donley, Spitzer, Hoppy, and then it's Pat at 3-5, David at 3-5, and basically Vice at 2-5-1, trying to make the last spot. It's gonna be a very interesting next couple weeks. I'm very excited. Looks like nobody's at $100 for waiver money, so people have been now starting to
Nick
spend money.
spent his money this week, everybody. Very excited.
So the only person that has 0 is David and Pat, and then Vice has $5 left. So those guys can't really pick up much, but
let this be a lesson to not spend all your money so early. David would have easily had Fitzpatrick, but he didn't have any money left, so now he's stuck with shitty quarterbacks.
You do what you got to do to get the players you want. Now, with spending $23 on defenses that get dropped next week, that is a lesson.
Pat spent almost $50 on defenses this year.
Everybody's got a thing that they do, and that's what he likes to do. All right, guys. This is the End 1031 podcast, Halloween special podcast brought to you guys. Don't take candy from strangers unless it's on Halloween. Then take whatever the hell you want from them. Enjoy your times. Don't drink and drive. And that's all I got, man.
We're going to end this with the banana shuffle. Oh, yeah. Happy Halloween!
I'm going to let this go on for a while. Go ahead.
All right, keep shuffling. And, hold on, we'll end it with this.
Okay.
See ya.
All right, done.
Is it over?
How do you feel?
Fine.
Feeling good?
Yeah.
Cool. Think you did a good job?
What?
Think you did a good job?
You think I did a good job?
You think you did a good job?
You're asking if I think I did a good job? I'd rather know what you think.
I want you to tell me.
No, this sounds like a fucking trick question.
That's because we're still live, bitch. Got him. Trick or trick, bitch. Put on your sunglasses. Podcast still going on. Once we said we're live, he put his sunglasses back on. That's funny. I said we're live, he goes and gets his sunglasses. Okay, now it's done.